Today on the Travel Insider, should the industry worry about SouthWest Airlines' terrible accident? Also, we'll talk about this year's 43rd edition of the Tianguis Turístico of Mexico, the technological advancements, applications and such that have emerged there, and some very interesting partnerships that are expected to give Mexican destinations a revamp. Let's go to the information. Almost 100 million US-operated airline flights carrying several billion people had taken off and landed safely in over a 9-year span since the last time a passenger died in an air accident. That record for avoiding fatalities, which had never been approached in the history of modern aviation, was splintered on Tuesday when an engine on the SouthWest Airlines company plane exploded mid-air, spewing shrapnel into a window and killing a passenger. This is a tragedy, but it's now reached a state where it's a one-off, a fluke, an extraordinary event. Stuart Matthews, who worked on reducing accidents for more than a decade as president of the non-profit Flight Safety Foundation, said of the SouthWest accident. "We shouldn't stop flying or have other hysterical reactions," he added. Aircraft engines have gone from an unreliable Achilles heel on planes in the 1950s to devices that can operate for millions of hours without so much as a hiccup, said Stephen Wallace, the former head of accident investigation at the Federal Aviation Administration. That ranks it as the single greatest area of safety improvement in the last 70 years, he said. Still, major engine failures in which debris escapes from the turbine's hardened exterior shield remain a risk in aviation that regulators and accident investigators have focused on, Wallace said. While they're rare, it's hard to guarantee a plane's safety when shrapnel starts flying, he said. Even more impressive is the stretch of fatal accident-free years in the United States. The lack of a single fatality on a commercial flight last year prompted President Donald Trump to take credit for advances in safety in a tweet that raised eyebrows in the aviation safety community. "Since taking office, I've been very strict on commercial aviation," Trump tweeted in January. Good news! It was just reported that there were 0 deaths in 2017, the best and safest year on record. That didn't include, though, at least 13 deaths last year in 7 crashes involving commercial charter flights in the United States, and ignored the fact that the FAA was being run by an Obama-era holdover. The trend towards safer flying has been building for years as US regulators, the airlines, and safety investigators brought on board new safety technologies, better monitoring of potential hazards, and improved training. In other news, prior to the inaugural ceremony of the Tianguis Turístico of Mexico Mazatlan 2018, the Secretariat of Federal Tourism Sector announced the signing of the collaboration agreement with the National Institute of Statistics and Geography to incorporate new information technologies that allow the homologation of databases and thus detect possible problems and solutions, especially in a sector as sensitive as tourism. Also, during the first day of activities and prior to cutting the ribbon of the Mexican Caribbean Pavilion, the Visa credit card company signed a strategic alliance for the integration of the collection of the services of the next Amicu Tourist Park, on which we already reported in a previous edition of the Travel Insider. This will require an investment of $80 million in technology. It will allow a simple, unique, and frictionless experience where the moments of making payments become part of an experience that releases interaction possibilities and payment in a safe and fast way, explained Luz Adriana Ramirez, General Director of Visa Mexico. In addition, the destination will seek to improve its already shining image with the launch of Guest Assist, an application for mobile devices that will provide immediate attention to any visitor in case of an emergency. Quintana Roo is at the forefront of that technology, and for the first time in Mexico, a tourist destination uses technology to provide accompaniment 24 hours a day to the visitor in case of any situation affecting their heritage or physical integrity, said the governor, Joaquin Gonzalez. And also at the Tianguis Turístico, the Secretariat of Tourism of Quintana Roo and the Secretariat of Tourism of Mexico City signed a memorandum of understanding for the development of projects and exchange of experiences. Prior to the signing, Armando Lopez Cardenas, head of the capitalization of the agency, said that national tourism destinations don't face each other as competition, but rather complement and take advantage of their strengths. Due to this, through the agreement, both destinations can be joint strategies to attract more visitors. If we don't have a beach, we'll promote the beaches of Quintana Roo, as well as our attractions, said the official, who explained that the alliances between states in tourism are not new, but they have been booming in recent years. In fact, Lopez Cardenas explained that Mexico City has already got agreements with Acapulco and Zacatecas, and during the 43rd edition of the Tourism Tianguis of Mexico, they also signed agreements with Oaxaca, Nayarit, Baja California Sur, and Aguascalientes. This was all for today. Don't forget to follow us on all our social media and leave us a comment to let us know what you think.